Big Crave presents Afterglow Sundays on the current from Crossfade Commons. Verse, voice, and witness. Another Stays In production.
Okay, so one day technology will love us again. I think that should be I think that should be our topic of the day. One day technology will love us again. One day technology will love us again because it kicked our host off.
It did.
Host gone.
And
He's gone. He's gone. So what we're doing is we're just gonna take over. That's what we're gonna do because that's what we do.
can do that.
We can. We not only can we, the technology gods have said it shall be so. So that is what we're gonna be doing right now. Whether he likes it or not. So what should we do that he would not allow us to do otherwise?
Ooh.
That's the question.
Can we get that song? Can we get that song?
Which song?
You don't ask me.
No. No.
Okay.
Why you want to do that?
We won't do that. Today's Sunday. We'll be nice.
Come on. Like, what are you doing to us? Let's not do that. Don't do that to us.
No,
I think we should probably do something that is, a little nicer. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. It's for the Lord.
It's for the Lord.
For the Lord. It's for the Lord.
What you want to do? You want a poem?
Ooh, you got one?
Oh Lord, ain't me. Oh,
you know why? How is it that you're volunteering me for everything? That's the better question.
It's okay. It's okay.
How is that a thing right now? That's all I want to know. I could. I
got a poem.
What's
it
this
might
poem
go
gonna be about?
It might be black fatigue.
Ooh,
You think that go with today?
I think it does, which is not what we were supposed to be doing. I thought we were gonna do. I thought we were gonna be rebels, but let's do it. I think we should do it.
Are we being rebels? Oh.
No, let's do it. I think that works with what's happening. So it's Afterglow Sundays. Technology does not like us very much, and I feel like we're gonna go ahead and go with Black Fatigue.
Okay.
Angel Kim, aka Southern Soul. Let's go.
This Freshing Soul. Yeah. We're gonna go with it. America keeps showing its work, and the math's not mathing. When a broken window keeps generating more outrage than a broken mother, the math's not mathing. When the moral arc of the universe bends towards justice and my people are still the ones always getting bent first, the math just ain't mathing. When my people got ancestors who picked cotton same way we picking through verdicts trying to find justice, like we still working masters' fields, only now the crop is grief, and every season another family is forced to harvest it. My people got calluses on their spirits, generations of reaching for equality and getting handed condolences, generations of planting hope in soil that keeps confusing black futures for burial grounds. The math is not mathing. History's been keeping footnotes on our pain, same way it kept knees on our necks, reducing entire bloodlines to asterisks and paragraphs in textbooks, like suffering can be summarized and trauma can be abbreviated. Like my people haven't been carrying chapters they refuse to teach in classrooms. The math is not mathing. My people been giving this country blood donations for centuries, from cotton fields to cell blocks, yet somehow every transfusion from freedom still leaves us fighting for breath. Haven't we fertilized this soil enough with enough blood for a lifetime, and every generation keeps asking, how much more are we willing to give? And at this point, a red cross should be named after us because my people been supplying the red long before America started counting it. The math, not mathing. Every time accountability is supposed to be added and excuses get substituted into equations, every time justice should equal consequences, somebody starts rearranging the numbers. They keep calling these mistakes, but mistakes happen once. Traditions happen repeatedly. And right now, it's integrated in their DNA. Like it's a birthright feeding, it's a birthright fed with a silver spoon on a silver platter. Patterns produce outcomes, and my people learned the difference a long time ago. The math, not mathing. This country's memory works like selective breeding. It keeps preserving parts that look innocent while burying evidence that made innocence impossible. Because progress only seems to move when people are pushed. And I'm tired of watching the same hands that built this country being told they're moving too fast. So you want to call it black fatigue. I call it carrying a country on our backs while it keeps asking for proof we exist. When we showed them truth and it shows up, you start redacting it. I call it watching history copy its own homework while still expecting our extra credit. We've been handed the same problem every generation with different numbers but same answers. The math's not mathing. And one day, this nation's going to have to explain why every time freedom got written down, somebody had to bleed to make the ink work. Until then, don't confuse our exhaustion for surrender because history has seen tired black people before. And every time we got tired enough, we changed the world. We are descendants of people who turned cotton fields into classrooms. Don't talk to me about impossible. Know how that ends. That's a taste of Southern soul. My allergies would start messing with me.
I know, because it sounded good. First of all, I love the fact that you guys came in and held it down for a brother.
Oh, you know, we got you.
And the math is mathing. What is this Afterglow Sundays, y'all? They'd already done set it off. So I see where this is going. I'd like to thank y'all for joining me today on Afterglow Sundays, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 Central. Crossfade Commons, this is the current. And since we're going in the direction that we're going in, I got to give you something to make sure you understand it. And it's called America. America, Americana, a Maxim, a name not born in a map, but born by a trap. Eyes that saw the new world, but was already known by originals before the copy hit the board. Truth hit the view. Etched in the graphic of watercolor stagnates and parasites of the planet foretold by their bad spiritual habits. The construct of looking at the skin I don't trust from the playback of the audibles and moving the goalposts. And before the continent divided, like no banana in the tailpipe, but doo-doo in their windpipes, like they didn't even wipe, so the image I care not to recite. But this right is to expose the lie that an all a corporation provides on the seal of the back of the dollar, and they tell the enemy's hiding. Now the former celebrity apprentice is now a menace, and the undercover lovers walk around among us, and the new Christian coalition says they want slavery back. I got hollow points for that. You know what? And the rocket's red glare. Listen, Netanyahu is on the borrow, but got them wars tomorrow of the Rothschilds pharaohs. And that acid rain gets swallowed. It took the Moors in the Constitution, and they didn't even honor it, playing stratego and chess before they even had to pawn the Republic off. Now, the water supplies are on lock, and all the blocks the kids with CO2 just to get stumped. Elections now go to the highest ranking bidder. And it's good riddance when the YNs and switches can't subdue passion and they turn into chattel. In the complex of the industrial prison for stock options, play slave catchers, no dollars. So to live, they become mules for profit. And where the rebel flag, was stolen, it had native tribes on it first. And even the Klan stole them pointed hoods from Africans. And where the words, yeah, and wave sounds jacked up the lingo, now we sound like clowns. Caught in a rock in a hard place. Make no mistake, they always in the tape. Like Jack done Jack Jill and ain't calling it date rape. And in other states, they contemplate to separate the public places where the Edomites partake. This pick, up your plate and take it in the back door and sip from the water cooler that's marked for niggas only for display. I'm sorry that etiquette said something, because the Levites polluted the pulpit and they played with no promise of they spit. And the covenant cracked like dry clay of their evil consciousness. You know what? They lost the law of loyalty with me. And that injustice is questionable. And while I expose the flaw of white supremacy, I'm a prophet with the pressure to cut the puppets off the chain. And my breastplate is gleaming with all the burdens of my tribe today. So I change the logistics for the light in my lungs, the dragons I slay, and the Ashkenazis and the liturgy twisted in the blueprints. So the mental Bluetooth gets stuck sometimes. Make these paragraphs slash like a Japanese Ginsu knife should. For the sickness, I really write the prescription. It's in Latin so that you can grab it. Always grab it. It's yours and command it. You know what I'm saying? Big Crave, holla back, Tres de Via. And that's why we're doing it today like this. Hey, man, we hope you're enjoying what you're hearing now. We hope you understand that this truth and this light of what we speak, we're talking about America. We're talking about the economic power that America has. We're talking about the atrocities that America has. And here's a good place to segue into our own economic power. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What is this truth in that? You have to really figure out and ask yourself right now, where do you stand economically in this country? Where's your power base? It's not here. The power base is in grabbing your economic truth and making it work for you. What are these systems? These systems are designed to just suppress and move us in somewhere else. What does it look like for us in the Black community? At its strongest, it looks like circulation. It looks like cooperation. It looks like legacy building rather than just spending money. It looks like us supporting our own Black-owned business. Economic support begins when the community members intentionally form, promote, and refer their local businesses. It's all about land ownership. It's all about making yourself aware of what this truly is. Why do we stand still and let this go? When we understand this, it creates jobs for us. It creates business growth. It creates community investment and local leadership. And by the way, where are the leaders? We have to be really conscious of the word leadership and what that looks like, what that word financial literacy looks like. How can we stand in the gap for a legend or legacy of a culture of people that really don't want to have nothing to be involved in it? And we saw the rape and pillaging. We saw all of that before. We can't relive that. It's already in history. They tried to erase that. So where do we stand now? Money becomes a real seed when you don't know how to operate in it. And I'm going to tell you that truthfully. Money becomes a real seed when you know how to operate to it. Mentorship and knowledge. How are you transferring this knowledge? How are you using this? And this is what we're going to deal with today. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to make sure we're here. I do have two beautiful hosts with me that's doing their thing. I have AK Southern Soul. You heard from her first, from that original poem that she wrote, which was dope. And we also have Miss Lady, the curator, the founder of Stays in Verse, Crossfade Commons, Afterglow, The Current. This is what we have here. So I'm your host, Big Crave. I like to thank a lot of those people who came in today, who hit me in the back channel and said they was going to come in, but this is where we at today. All right? And we want to talk about this thing. So how y'all doing today? I know everybody else is good, but how are you guys doing today? I can't hear you.
Because I'm mutated.
Hello, Miss Lady.
Mutated. What is
I'm
that?
good.
I love you guys. Thank you for holding it down. The internet said no because they know what I was going to say. So I told it yes. So my technical advisor, which is my wife, came in and did some magic. And now I'm back. So,
Go.
you know, I thank you guys for starting off with that segue. And I said some things that's very important. And I understand that we need to really figure out what we're going to do about it. What is the programming? And if you're not on the school app, I advise you to do that because we have a solution for it. We have a solution. And I say we because I'm part of the brainstorm of this thing, but there's one author and one creator of this, and that's Miss Lady. Miss Lady, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, so glad to see you today. So glad everybody's doing good today. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, Miss Lady. Oh, wow. Let's talk about cooperative economics. What does that look like? What does cooperative economics look like to you? Now I'm gonna start it right there. We're gonna keep it pumping.
I mean, I think a lot of people have been talking about what we need to do, what we should be doing, and some people have said it in some really nice ways, and some people have said it in some ways that we wish we didn't hear it in. But you know, I was talking to EDJ about it, and I think that we needed to hear it, whether we liked how we heard it or not. We keep saying that we need to, you know, we need to be reinvesting our dollars in our communities, but we kind of don't. And there are some systematic ways that have been keeping us from doing it. However, we can do what we can do. And what we can do is we can support our communities. It's interesting how we say that, right? And then, you know, one of ours opens a business. What's the first thing you hear? Got any discounts? Prices so high.
Yeah, we do
Why
that.
prices so much?
We do that.
And it's interesting how, you know, you go into other communities or you go to other creators and you don't say that. You go buy that bag and it's 10 grand. You don't try to talk them down. You don't try to negotiate. You go to other countries and in their culture, it is considered polite to negotiate, to barter.
Wow.
And you don't do that. And they consider it offensive when you don't. They'll say it is 10 and you're supposed to come back with how 6. They come back with how about. And it's part of their culture. It's part of communication. It's part of being social. It's not considered rude. It's interesting that a lot of people don't know that. And you go to certain neighborhoods here in the US and you barter in certain neighborhoods because you're trying to get a deal. You're not actually trying to communicate. It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
So we have to think about, why are we trying to get a better deal from your cousin, from your sister, from your best friend? I find it to be such a refreshing thing when my neighbor says, how much is it? I tell them. And then I say, I give discounts for. And they say, no. I want to pay what it's worth. And it's interesting because my first one's free regardless, you know, kind of like the corner. But it tells me that you value my product. It tells me that you value my time. It tells me that you value me as a business person. And it's interesting that we as a community, we as an ethnic group, we don't value our time when we are getting it from someone else in our community. But we darn sure want you to value our time when you're buying it from us. And so I really do encourage more of our community members to start thinking about that, because this is a wake-up call. And I know people know what this is. We need to start supporting each other. And on that note, I have seen a lot of this going around. It's been years. It's not new. This is not news. And I love this for us. there was someone who said their friend, and whoever this creator is, hit me up because I'd love to give you some credit for this. It was a gentleman on Instagram, and I love this post. He said, friend reached out and asked me, did I what my opinion was of something that I hit like on, and I said, I don't know. They said, but you hit like. He said, homie, I hit like every time I see your stuff. And it reminded me of what Angel Kim and I say for our stuff. Like I'd be like, she'd be like, girl, you see something? Honey, every time I see your name, like, save, share, repost.
Yeah, it's real.
It's literally just and it's funny because like I'm never, I used to never really be on IG, and then like she trained me on it, like literally, like girl, collab me on everything, and I'm like, what the heck is that? She's like, you got to go here, and then I collab me, and she taught me on that, and I'm like, okay, so now it's literally just it's on my brain now, and now I collab, you Crave, and we done train him now.
You got me trained on it, definitely.
And if you're part of our team, we collab you because it increases the views you get.
Yes.
And so she trained me on how to do that. And so it's a thing now. Everything she posts, I hit like. I just hit like. I hit save. I share it. I repost it now. I'm learning how to repost. Okay. And I don't really even pay attention to most of it because you my girl, you my boy. Everything Crave do like save. It's just there. And so when I saw this from this gentleman, I laughed because yes, this is how we should be training ourselves. If I rock with you, if I like you, if you're my friend, if I say that we rock together, it should just be it's free. It doesn't cost me anything. It's very simple. If I like you, if I see that you post something, Mick, if I see that you post something, Mick, no. If I see you post something, like I'm reposting it. If I have extra time, I'm gonna go ahead because it's a few more clicks. I'm sorry. I gotta share it to my story. I gotta do a couple of extra things. If I have a little extra time and EDJ's not asking, can I come in? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put it on my story. It's very simple. And so I know I said a lot, but I say that to say that it's very simple and easy to support your friends and the people that you rock with. It makes me wonder sometimes.
Yes.
The other post, this is the second one, the last thing I'm going to say. This other gentleman, and I would like to give credit, so let me know if you know this person. He said, I got like all these views, 4 likes.
Yeah, I think I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear
that.
Wow.
How hard is this? And so the whole support thing, people think money. It is very easy. The algorithm is very simple. Y'all make it hard. It's not hard. It's simple. Views. If there's 900 views, I know you got a bunch of friends. How is it that you can have 10,000 followers? And
that's real.
Only a certain number of views, and only like 0.5% likes. You're gonna have to. I had to research this when I started doing social media, and the percentages don't. The math ain't mathing for me. And honestly, we're about to do a purge. And please, I'm gonna say this, and I'm glad we're doing this today. I'm gonna say this: if your feelings are hurt, please don't let your feelings get hurt. If you end up wrapped up in this purge that we're about to do, because I'm encouraging my whole team to do this, we do this every so often. You're going to get removed, but if you rock with us, right?
Come on.
Like something. Save something. Then you're going to show up, and we're going to go, oh, I'm sorry, you just got wrapped up in the purge. All right, well, we will follow you back. Okay, because that's how we got to get rid of it, because here's why. The algorithm is punishing us. Everybody. It punishes you because the amount of followers that you have, it takes that into account for the amount of views, the amount of likes, the amount of saves and shares and reposts. And so we have to do it. Everybody should be doing a purge. Everybody, because they just redid the algorithm, and everybody should know that. So we're doing it, and you should don't get your feelings hurt, because just go ahead and like something. Because if you're not, then it means that our content is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. You can still rock with us and not like our content. It's okay. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Crave.
Yeah, I mean, and showing love in that, and that's what I call it. I call it that, you know, show love. Like I have, like, you know, I'm going to take a little segue in there. It's Sister Charlie Mack, a friend of mine from way back, man, and she sent me a message. She said, "Hey, man, what time is the show?" And I have to shout her out because we're Facebook family, you know what I mean? Facebook family. But she supports. She said, "Hey, man, what time is your show?" And I text her. She said, "Oh," and she's here. You know what I'm saying? Just simply on the strength of supporting. You know what I mean? Just supporting. And we need to do that. And shout out to you, Charlie, for your family. I'm sending love to you always, man. Always love from Big Crave. Praying for you, sending comfort, vibrations to you. And this is called economic support, whether or not you believe it or not. Okay? This is economic support. It is. What does it look like? It's levels to it. So, like Miss Lady was saying, you know, if you see something and you know this algorithm is not for us, especially as a culture, especially as a people. It's not for us. But we turn around and we consume it, right? So we're going to talk about the levels of economic power. What are those levels of this economic power? It's simple. All she did was boom. She said, "Hey, I'm here." You know, but shout out Charlie Mack always. But she said that, and she's here. So she's supported. So this is where we live. You know what I'm saying? AK, this is where we live. We live in a time, and I want to say this right. You work, you earn, and you spend. That's it. You work, you earn, and you spend. The money comes, it goes out. But at this basic level of living, at this basic level, a person can have what you call, what do you call that? A high consumption rate, I guess. I don't know how I'm going to say that. But at this level, a person can have that. They can have a high income and still possess little economic power. That's deep. Because I think you were talking, AK, last week. I think it was either last week, you know, living above your means. You know what I'm saying? Living way out of your means, AK. You know what I mean? Like you're living outside of that. Yeah, I don't try to keep up with the Joneses. I can't. I'm not going to do it, you know? But then when you ask them to support, it's like, oh, I can't do that. I won't support. But yeah, it's something you desire, something you want, you'll do that. And that's the problem with vision. That's the problem with vision for us as a culture. That, you know, people won't support you. You know what I'm saying? How was that? And then you can think about it, man. You know, how does the corporations, how do they become wealthy? Because communities consume the products. We consume it while owning nothing of the company. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Corporations become wealthy, y'all. They become wealthy. Mm-hmm. And the communities, we consume it. Let's, you know, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. There's an Asian store in every corner. Every corner is some Asian store, Arab store. Guess where we go? We go right there. Right there. We go right there and we consume everything, but yet they don't want us in our stores. And then what comes, and you can't call this hate speech, you can't call it any of that. But then comes something to say, well, stop Asian hate. No, what about Black hate? What about melanated indigenous people's hate?
They hate to see us come in their stores.
Right, and they see us come in the store.
Stealing.
Right, they think we stealing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not stealing. I mean, it's a true story. We already know the story about the brother. Man, I don't even want to speak it. But anyway, we already know that tragic story and the connection in that and how that plays a part in a lot of things. There was already a connection between those folks and that. But we're talking about economic power. They had an economic power in that, so they're going to use that power to punish us. And we don't understand it. And that's a corporation too. The judicial system, that's a corporation. And whether you know that or not, that is a strong corporation that builds upon the weakness of us. Listen now. Production. Watch this now. This is where the economic power begins. How we produce for ourselves. What are we building? What are we creating? What are we repairing? What are we teaching? How do we provide services? Let's use this for an example. Stays in. Let's just use it for example. Love and lyrics, curating. You provide services for these people. You provide services for these people, and you create business opportunities through what you do virtually, through what you do in community, or the self-mental health awareness thing, or just on the school app that stays in. That's what it does. It helps create. And how can you not want to be a part of something that creates to build wealth for yourself at a later date? You won't build it now, but you'll build wealth for that. This is what all this is about. You know what I'm saying, AK? But I know you got something on your mind. Come on, tell me about it. I know you got something there. Go ahead. I know you got something.
Oh, no, I mean, I was going to reply to Miss Lady, what she said earlier, but that moment's gone.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Oh, but no, you're absolutely right. These big corporations, they put businesses in our neighborhoods, and we go run to them. Yet they've never stepped foot in our neighborhood personally.
Never.
But they study making money off of us. You know, and it's the same thing with a lot of the Asians and the Arab stores and some of these other stores. They hate to see us come in these places. They follow us around. They accuse us of stealing. They watch us like hawks. But we study, run to them, and then complain about it. Well, stop going to them.
That's right.
Y'all will cut off family before y'all cut off going to a store just because it's your corner. Make that make sense.
Make it make sense. That's real. Okay. And listen, my wife tells me all the time. She says, I'm not servicing none of them. And my wife is the glam professional. Okay. I'm talking about accessorizing to the tone. But she said, I will not give my money to them. I will not give my money to anybody but just who looks like me. Now, we on the grand scheme of things, we know that this is bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than what we have. The corporations run the world. They run the world. So I can't really do nothing about what they make over in Asia. I can't do nothing about, what they make over there, but I can definitely do how I spend it here. I can do something about that. What does the average barber need? Well, guess what? He's going to go to the Asian store to get his stuff unless he's wholesaling from another melanated barber or a melanated company. You know what I'm saying? A contractor here. Most of the contractors here, we look, man, they're Hispanics.
Yeah.
Most of here, I'm just saying here, I reside in Mississippi. So most of these contractors, they don't look like us, but look who they have working for them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Mechanics, nurses, teachers, software developers, they all producers, but what are we producing? And then, here's another dynamic. That same money that they do, that same money, they won't spend not $1 in this community. I can go to the corner store. I could go somewhere like going to the grocery store, and right there, all I see is our sisters going in and out that store. All I see, and I'm not picking on nobody. I'm just saying this is what I see. You knowing what that economic dollar, that economic empowerment can do for you, you wouldn't go in there. You wouldn't spend no money in there. I'm not saying you can do what you want to do. This is not a judgment zone here for anything, but make it make sense to me. You got to want to own something, people. You got to want to own something for yourself. What does ownership really look like, man?
Yep.
What does ownership look like? It looks like businesses. It looks like land. It looks like intellectual property. It looks like investments. It looks like building houses for ourselves. It looks like an infrastructure that we can create. And I'm very passionate about it because since, I'm 61 now, so I didn't have this information before. I didn't have none of this before, but I'm so passionate about it now that it makes more sense than anything. And if I was taught like this before, if I had some kind of language, some kind of verbal intercourse on how this was done, then I guess all our situations would have been there, but we didn't because we were taught to be what? Consumers, man.
And listen, it's funny that we're the only culture that don't pour back into itself.
Say that again.
We're the only culture that doesn't pour back into itself.
Lord.
Asians do it. The Arabs do it. There's so many different cultures that do it, but us here in America, we don't do it.
We don't do it.
I'm going to be really honest.
Oh, here it comes.
My parents were different. My parents are different. We were raised to be entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
We were raised to own our own businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I've raised EDJ.
Yeah.
And if we had more, which is the reason why I think differently,
Mm-hmm.
and I teach differently,
Mm-hmm.
because we were taught to get the education. We were raised to watch the other cultures
Mm-hmm.
and how they did things.
Mm-hmm.
My dad spent a lot of my childhood pointing out, look at how they're doing this.
Right, right.
Watch how they're financially handling this.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what we as a culture are doing.
Mm.
And it's time.
Yes.
It's interesting because that's our anthology, and again, some stuff is coming out. It's coming out.
It's coming out. Yes, it is. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, it's coming out.
It's working.
The reason why I think a lot of these things are coming to a head now is because it is time. It is time. We need to stop. I just told EDJ, I said, so you're interested in finding a job, but your mom owns businesses.
Woo! I caught that.
When she was in junior high school, I said, talk to your friends and see how many of their parents own their own business. Little thought experiment.
Mm-hmm.
She came back. Numbers were low.
Mm.
And so I just, because I'm getting ready to take her to that Buster camp, baby. And
Gotcha.
what I think people need to start thinking about is, and don't just think about it, take action. Because if you had an opportunity to get in on the ground floor, sort of like a Noah's Ark type thing,
Mm-hmm.
what would you do?
What would you do?
Would you wait around until all the evidence came out? Like when I said in 2021, in about a few years, there's going to be evidence that comes out that is going to tell you that our children are going to be academically behind. And then a few years came by. However, in that meantime, the parents who listened to me and went with the apps that were free, by the way, and went to the dollar store and went to Five Below and got the books and stuff that I told them to get and trained their children like I did for mine. Script, handwriting, coding, Python, other apps, maybe brought their children ahead of the curve. We do have something on Instagram on Stays Unversed that's talking about bent the curve. It's almost as if some of these things are, preliminary almost. It's almost as if I can see the future, but I can't. I can predict patterns. Mm-hmm. If someone came along and handed you something and said, hey, in a few years, you're going to need these things. The question is, would you take that opportunity or would you wait?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's light. There's an historical.
She hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, she hit it. Matter of fact, I could have stopped right there and just said thank you.
Yep.
God bless and good night. But woo, yeah, she hit it right there, and she picked it. She picked it, and she actually prophesied really what would really happen. Mm-hmm. And it talks about historical dimension in that too. Like
the problem is, like she said, you can offer them the information and it can be for free.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the opportunity is gone, they'll swear up and down, well, nobody told me.
That's crazy.
Nobody offered it to me. Well, I saw it, but I didn't believe it.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. And it's right there. Like,
why not? If you didn't believe it, why not check into it?
Why not even just look into it? It
doesn't hurt to even look into it if you don't believe
just to look into it. And if it's not for you, I understand that. If it's not for you, but just look into it. Don't dismiss it as a little thing. Don't dismiss it as something that's not important. Don't do that. Because when you do that, you limit yourself. That means you don't even have the IQ yourself to even say, well, look, maybe I need to really pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and when that thing clicks, it clicks because everything else is a domino effect. Everything else changes after that. There's a fulcrum that swings that is definitely going to have momentum. And that momentum gives us at least an identity, man. You know what I'm saying? We understand the impact of slavery. We do. There's no greater experiment that has been put upon people as a culture than understanding what happened through slavery. And you can't say get over it. You can't say any of those other things. You cannot do that. You know, and a lot of people seem to think that that doesn't have an impact, but on the small molecular level, on the cellular level, it does. Because economically, they separated us. Economically, these discussions can't be separated from history. Listen, you cannot discuss economic empowerment without history.
Yeah.
And here's the things that connect each one. History. You got to think about it. Listen to this. Now, many families might have been or might have began with little or no inherited assets. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. From slavery to where we at now. And the ones that did it, God bless you. The ones that were taught, God bless you. I can think only of my house. My household was consumed, and that was it. Work hard, and that thing just followed me forever. Just work hard and just hold your money. Don't do nothing with it. Just work hard. Just work hard and just hold your money. Just don't do anything with it. And that's basically what it was. But you think about it. Yet in those obstacles, some who became aware, some who had the intellectual IQ or the emotional IQ to say that, you know, this was an obstacle. So this Black community we're going to create, but then let's go deeper. Black Wall Street. Let's look at that. The empowerment of the church, really, that what it had on that. But then they got mad at that. They said, man, no, they can't have that. Because they didn't have to ask for anything. And when you don't have to ask them for anything, that's when they feel good. We were talking last night, my wife and I, and God bless my wife. Kim, we were talking about the boycott. Montgomery, I guess, Martin Luther King said that. This is even though they didn't have nothing, they didn't have a lot. But when they stopped that dollar, they had to make something. Even probably the bus fare was maybe what, 5 cents back then, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe if it was 5 cents. But they took that 5 cents away from them folks.
Yeah.
In a mass exodus of using or relying on that form of transportation. So what they did, they walked and they did this and they felt their money lose. And they said, listen, can we just come to, please? Can we just come? And then that's how we get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if this information is not here for you, you're going to do like that bus guy. You're going to keep riding the bus, keep begging them, keep sitting in the back of the bus mentally and not get yourself together.
Yeah. Despite
those obstacles, despite all that, man, businesses, schools, churches, banks, all of that. Who owned that? Who owns it? The majority of that. Come on, man. Woo. And these ecosystems got to merge different. We got to change ourselves about it. And why does it matter? Why does it matter? I find out that the challenging part of it, and this is just my opinion, AK. This is just my opinion because I know, you know, we're kind of moving forward here. We're winding down, but the challenge to me has often been how do you maintain and transferring what that generation has into facing, you know, the pressures of trying to keep it together and moving past the fragmented parts of it. Like, okay, grandma and them had a stove, whatever, or granddaddy had granddaddy had a nice house and everything, but you come to, I don't want to learn nothing, but I'm gonna go and sell it. Just give me my money, let me go. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
And the greed in families like that, greed, you're greedy, greed in families make it like that because individual greed. No, we got this aired land. No, I've seen it before. One person fighting over this person because it's aired land. This person said, "Oh, just give me mine. I don't want to do." Which is you can do whatever you want to do. But what I'm saying is that's legacy. That's wealth.
Yeah.
But we can't even get together to do that because of greed and jealousy among us as a culture. I mean, anyway.
Yep.
Okay, so
but if we don't watch it,
mhm.
we're gonna be right back slaves. So we need to, if we don't grab the information and do these things for ourselves, think about our kids, our grandkids. We need to think about our future, what that's gonna look like.
Woo! Lord have mercy.
Because right now we're only living in what's happening right now with me. But you can't just think about you. You got to think about your seeds and your seeds, and because this is a generational thing.
Yes. And this is distinction that a lot of people miss. A distinction that a lot with that short. Listen, they just took away the voting rights, Civil Voting Rights Act. Gone forever, y'all.
Yeah.
But if you don't pay attention, you'll miss it. Then you say, "Oh man, my vote don't count. My stuff." I'm not.
I hate to hear people say that.
I hate to hear that, and I hate to hear you coming on with talking. Yeah, we need to march, and we need to do. Man, shut up. You don't need to march anywhere. I don't want to ever see a culture of people talking about going somewhere and marching because they marched in the 60s, they marched in the 70s, they marched and gained nothing. You gained nothing as a culture by marching. And that comes with a socialist program that you've been programmed to program you with.
Yeah.
And the reason why this type of conservatism doesn't appeal to us as a culture is because we're the ones that originated it.
Yeah.
We were the original conservative. They was the ones that were the donkeys.
Yeah.
But somehow they switched. Somehow, somewhere down the line, it switched. So it's important now we're having this conversation because radical conservatism is not it's not Caucasian. It's not looking like European. That's not looking like that, y'all. And I just need to bring you to understand something. It didn't look like that. It was never like that. It was originally us. Why? How? Because we ruled everything at one time. The Moors ruled everything. As a people and a culture, we ruled everything. But not to say that it's from a hate point of view. It's from a historical point of view.
I got something for you.
And in history, let me finish this statement. In history is a truth that this distinction will never lie. It will always tell the truth. But come on with it.
Hold on, before you say that, I just want to say that because it goes to what we were talking about. Down below in the comments, it says the only future we all share is our children, and that's a true statement.
That's it.
I just want to put that out. Go ahead.
I was going to say legacy and what we do. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. I'm going to say it again. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. Miss Lady, go ahead.
Just along the lines of what you were saying, Crave, this is the part that people keep missing. So in regards to what actually causes change, in case people missed it, I can't pinpoint it because I have a lot of things going on up here, but there was something that if I can't remember what it was, but it had to do with there were players who said they weren't going to play or something to that effect. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. That alone was what caused some folks to say, no, we're not going to do this. It was very, very recent, over the last 30 days. When you hit people in their pockets, that is what causes change. When you reduce your dependency on others, that's what causes change. So when you actually do that, and I'm tired, I'm sorry and sick to hear about the parents who are up in arms about the HBCUs. I think that's what's going on over there. Our kids need to go. They need to play. See, that's the problem. They got you thinking that the worth is tied in with that. See, that's the problem. The problem is you have tied your children's worth to this. And that has been going on throughout history. You have to hit them where it hurts. When you do that, it only takes one. It only takes one. The 2.7 million people need to actually research that, look that up. It took one person to say no. It took one person to spare 2.7 million American citizens. 2.7 million people had their futures changed for the better because one person said no. One person. I really need people to understand that one person. So if I hear more person say that votes don't matter, I need them to understand what kind of things were put in place for you to say that your vote doesn't matter. Why do they have to go through all the trouble to take your rights away? If it
And
didn't
that's what they should
matter,
think about.
then why
Why
did they have to
are
go
they
through all the
so
trouble?
adamant about taking your rights to vote away if your vote does not matter?
If it didn't
They
matter.
have to redistrict. They have to redraw lines. They
Yes.
have to go in and change
Mhm.
machines. They have to spend billions of dollars. And I want people to stop and think for a second. It doesn't take so much. Is it 3.5% of the population that
Yes.
that you need for a revolution?
Yes.
Revolutions don't have to be bloody. They don't have to. They don't have to
No.
involve aggression. They don't have I really need people to stop and look at history. You got to
Woo.
think about that. So
Mm.
I just wanted to
What's
put
that
that part
statement? The
in.
revolution doesn't have to be televised.
Yeah, it's never going to be televised again. And this is the beginning of the thought process of that. Thank you, Miss Lady, for that. I want to say this, man. There's a book called, and I read it years ago, and I'm trying to make it come tonight. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I want to say it, even though the brother, who he is, whatever, but the information on there is beautiful. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it talks about circulation, right? What does circulation look like? Like, how do we circulate this? And I'm segueing into something because we know we got about 8 minutes. So the most economic truths of that is the principles and how you circulate. And let's look at your body now. Watch this. The blood circulates in your body, right? And if the blood constantly leaves the body, what? It weakens, right? So think about money. Money is something that circulates in communities. When it comes back us, it makes us stronger. So that means empowering your vote. Listen to this: empowering your vote, empowering your voice, empowering your political and economic awareness changes it. It changes the tenure of it because it's not overnight. It's not an overnight thing, but it comes through education. And you in your community becomes stronger when the resources circulate through your community, when it's owned and operated by you. And I'm telling you, it does. Your vote is the same thing. When it's owned and operated by you, it makes power. And just like Miss Lady said, why would they want to take that away? Why? Because it's starting circulation. Now you're getting up. Now, those same people, now let me tell you something. She said something real powerful. Those same people that voted for what you have now, and you have a change of heart and a mind now, very different, shame on you. You know why? Because you voted out of emotion, or you put your thing out of your belief instead of practicality. This is what
And
I'm talking about. True
I don't even think a lot
conservatism
of them
in
voted
your
out
mind.
of. I think some of them just voted because they thought everybody else was voting that way, so I should vote that way too.
And that's true. That's true. I agree. I totally agree. And this is not, it's not about excluding nobody. Don't get me wrong.
No.
I'm not excluding nobody. I don't deal in the tenets of racism or that ideology myself. I don't deal in it because I don't have the economic power to be any of that. And let's be truthful about it. I don't want to be. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those persons. There's love only coming from me, but then there's also truth. So now if their truth speaks a certain truth and I speak on it, you can't take this kind of language that I'm speaking and call it hate. You can't, because it's the truth. Because what you call truth looks like hate to me. I'm just being real. Let's talk about this last little thing, the psychological side, and we're gonna leave it alone.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
I want to point out what was said in the comments. It said the poll tax in 1980s was overturned in the UK by 5% refusing to pay. So 5% of the people refused to pay.
And they got rid of it.
They couldn't afford the cost
That's
to
right.
prosecute that many people.
Right. Right.
So it only take a small that really
That
hammers
little
in what
small
we were
amount.
saying. It only takes a small amount.
and just like I say about the boycott,
To
the bus
create
boycott.
change.
The boys, they probably played a nickel to get on the bus, but that one little nickel out of all the population of melanated people that hurt their pockets so bad that it was, and that's what you got to do. You know, I'm going to talk about this last thing, then I'm going to leave it over to you. This last thing, the psychological side of it, the deepest economic part of the psychological side. Battles are often psychological. We know that, you know, and as a culture, we've been inherited fear. We've been inherited scarcity thinking. Oh, Lord, I could go on about that. Scarcity thinking, woo, and dependency, hopelessness. Those values, they were instilled, especially scarcity among us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm real about that because that's the mindset that we got to live in because it's abundant. It's not, listen, it's plenty of money, y'all. There will never, ever
They
be
use it right now.
There will never, ever be a shortage of money. Don't you ever think that is never, ever happening. That will never happen. It will never be a shortage of money. And that scarcity type of thinking causes us to think, well, it ain't going to be there. You better hold that money. You better wrap that money up in your thing and you better not give nobody none. And you squeezing a quarter. You squeeze. I've seen it. Been around people who've done it. Squeeze it. You see? But we won't change our thinking about anything. The last one is dependency. And I need to use this scripture. I think it's in Proverbs 23. I think it's in Proverbs 23. It says, as a man thinketh, so he is, right? So if you start thinking yourself that you can't do these things, if you start limiting your mindset, if you start limiting your capacity to say you can't do that, the Bible says, and I'm just using the Bible as a reference, a metaphysical tool here, it says, as you think it, so you will be. So you will behold what you become by your thinking. Change your mind about what you're doing. Economic empowerment begins, man, when people start seeing themselves solely as consumers and really begin to look at each other as themselves as creators, builders, and stewards. And that economic powership looks good. It looks like a family structure. You know what I'm saying? It looks like education. It looks like entrepreneurship. It looks like owning land. It looks like making the networks like what we're doing now, networking. I thank God for Miss Lady because she's the best, you and her, aka y'all the best networkers in the world. And that's how I got this friendship out of networking. That's how I got this mentorship out of networking. That's how I got these professional connections out of networking. That's how we're having community organizations about this. By what? By networking.
Networking. And
this pattern it focuses on true stewardship. Because once you understand true stewardship, and I'm gonna leave this alone with this last statement, it's so crazy because it does something. When we learn to manage it wise, and when we learn to steward multiple resources and network and become emotionally aware and intelligence on it, we prepare something for the next generation, y'all. We prepare something for our next people. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, for you shall remember this mindset. You shall remember that thing, the source of all things, that your God, that is the one that gave you power to get wealth. It's already there. All you got to do is change your mind about it. Power, power, power. You get power. Deuteronomy 8:18, read it. It's not just talking about just money. It's talking about wealth as a culture. And he's only and for the record, it only was speaking to one person. You can grab it if you want to, everybody else, but it was really talking to one set of people. So I'm gonna leave that there. Woo! This has been great, man. But go ahead with the housekeeping, sweetie, and go ahead and do what you got to do.
Well, hold on because
I know it's about to be tight. I know it's about to be tight. I'm trying to hold on because I got more too. I got a lot more, but I'm trying to hold the time.
But you said a couple of things, and I want to say this. So the government, what they do is they enable you by giving you stamps and things of that nature, and then they snatch it away. Hey, cut it out. Then they snatch it away.
Yep.
Then they snatch it away like they're doing right now. Then because they telling you there's no funds, there's no money, right? Yet they can hold car shows, they can do the motorcycle biking, they can build $4.4 billion ballrooms. Okay, but anyway, housekeeping. Tap into the Stays In app. That way you can find out everything we got going on. But on a lighter note, Tuesdays, tap into Love and Lyrics for Missing Link. That's a writing space where you bring your incomplete pieces and we sit down and we see if we can help you complete those pieces with some thoughts and ideas. That's at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. Also, that night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, tap in with us on IG Live with Them Dope Poets with Miss Kim Mosby Summers. Wednesdays, I'll be on Poppy's Poetry Corner over there. You can tap in with us. That's IG Live. That is at 8 p.m. Central. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And then Thursdays, what we got this? Oh, Thursday, I have Pen and Sword, which is my once a month Zoom feature. And my feature for this month is Erica Floyd. So that will be at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hit me up because it is a Zoom link and you need that Zoom link to come through. Everybody's welcome. We just don't do erotic over there. So yeah, come through. I would love to have you there with us. But come hear her words, come find out about her new book. And yeah, what you got?
Well, every Sunday, I'm here. Crossfade Commons, the current, under the Stays In verse. What is it? Afterglow Sundays. With my two best friends in the world. We do this every Sunday at 12 here on YouTube, 11 o'clock Central. Join us in for these topics and others. Every second and fourth Thursday of the month, you can catch me in the Love and Lyrics house on Clubhouse, where I'm talking about the next move. The next move could be whatever, but yet your opinion is right. There's no wrong. Your opinion is your opinion, and we explore truths, and we dive into your comments, and we dive into what you're speaking, and the introspection of what the spoken thought is, or what you're feeling. Also, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, I'm doing my thing definitely on Clubhouse, and prophetic inspirations in the morning. Come check us out. And also, if you're not tapped into the school network and it Stays In, I advise you, now's the time to get on board. Don't dismiss it. We put links in the chat. We put links in chats and what we do. And Stays In verse is really about to do some things. We got a lot of things going on, a lot of things, and we need you to tap into it. And your word and your voice is very important. Your verse, your witness is very important. And this is what we're doing now. We ain't sitting up there, man, showing no hate, because we don't do nothing about hate. But that's what we do. We talk
and
about
you can hit up one of the three of us
talk about the hard stuff.
To get that link. Hard Truth.
Anytime you hit any of us.
Yeah. Hard Truth.
Oh yeah, Hard Truth, my brother Nate. Man,
Nate
oh God.
Senior,
God bless
and
Nate.
myself, Love
Nate
and
Senior.
Lyrics.
Yeah.
And we got EDJ coming through for Hard Truth. Along with Fabiola, along with infamous lyricist, and also my girl, my little sis Tierra Nicole. So tap in because the date and time will be coming soon. And don't forget to tap in with Miss Lady and Russ on Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
and Saturdays morning.
Yeah, 8 p.m. on Wednesdays at 8 that's Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. I was about to say p.m. 9 a.m.
Eastern.
No, Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. Look, I'm so used to being in the.
Don't worry about it. We know where you live at. We know you.
Yeah, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. East. Look, if you over there on the school app, you get all of this. So
you already know. And you know what I'm gonna say? The special shout out to the Knicks for winning it all. I got to say that. Look, I got to say that because my people's in New York. They finally got one after 53 years.
No, that was a big win.
Some of my family's in New York. All of y'all that's in New York, man, definitely celebrate.
That's mad respect.
I love y'all, man. And shout out to Spurs, too, for doing the best they could do. But it wasn't your year. So next time, man, you'll probably get it. What is this, man? This is Crossfade Commons, the current Afterglow Sundays with your host, Big Crave, a.k.a. Miss Lady, man. And we love you. Keep it funky with yourself, man. And we out, man. Love y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming through. Charlie Mack, I see you. Love is love. Real. Amen.
Look, where's she at?
Verse, voice, and witness. Another stays in production. Leave with your name, live